Hi, my name is Ian Kinane and I'm the Programme Leader for the MA in Children's Literature by Distance Learning. As Programme Leader, I'm in charge of your academic and pastoral well-being, and I'm responsible for ensuring every aspect of your experience with us as distance learners is to the highest degree possible. I've taught widely across the programme, from our core module on critical and theoretical perspectives to units on adventure fiction and Robinsonade narratives. That's partly my interest in children's literature is 19th and 20th century adventure fiction, as evidenced by some of the work I've done on Robinsonade fictions. If you're not familiar with that term, Robinsonade is any work that's published or written in the vein of Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe. And I'm also interested in the relationship between didactics, teaching and learning, and the Robinsonade as a genre for young readers. In terms of some of my own early childhood readings, I'd say going as far back as I can remember, Sheila McCullough's The Gruffle is probably the earliest instance I can remember of childhood trauma. There's a particularly fearful character in it called The Gruffle, the chap in red there, you might be familiar with it. And I still remember to this day my mum and dad reading the infamous line, "Don't go into the garden if you see the red tail." It definitely left me with chills. A little bit more contemporary to my interests, William Golding's Lord of the Flies, the classic boys' adventure narrative set on the island, definitely shaped my thinking around my own research interests into Robinsonade fictions. And a little bit more contemporarily than that, though I didn't read it in childhood, I did encounter Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials a few years ago, and it's one of the only works of fiction to make me cry. It's a fantastic trilogy if you haven't read it.
Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Sainsbury. I have been working in the field of children's literature either as a researcher or lecturer for around 30 years. It really has been a privilege to work with students from all over the world on the MA Children's Literature in distance learning, and I've been working on that programme since the mid-90s, so for a long time. So in terms of my research, I am particularly interested in the relationship between philosophy and children's literature. And you can see that work in my research-led teaching and the books that I draw on, particularly my book Ethics and British Children's Literature and Metaphysics of Children's Literature. When I think about the reasons for my passion in children's literature, I think I have to look back to my childhood. It won't surprise you to hear that I was a bit of a bookworm, and that might be true of some of you as well. If you really pushed me to talk about the book that was most important to me, it would be this book, Watership Down. I was often in trouble for reading too much. There was a bit of a perception that it was a waste of time. Watership Down was a book that showed me that children's books, all books really, and reading can matter. It's a book with an environmental conscience, it's political, and it's really fed into everything I do. And I hope that I can share some of that passion and conviction about children's literature and its importance with you.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Alberto Fernandez Carvajal. My preferred name is Al. My preferred pronouns are they, them, theirs. I teach in the MA in Children's Literature. I'm the module leader of Writing for Young Readers, which is a very exciting module that allows you to get to grips with the techniques of writing for young readers, for children and young adults and adolescents. And I research queerness and faith, and the way that I teach the module holds an appreciation of inclusivity and diversity. So I'm very interested in diverse writing for younger readers. So if that's what you're into, then you're in the right place as well. Learning for the MA in Children's Literature is really exciting as writers because you create a writing community. You write exercises that you share with your classmates and respond to them every single week. One of you gets individual feedback every single week as well. So it creates a community that grows together and supports each other in the craft of writing for young audiences.
Hi, I'm Amy Waite and I teach on the Children's Literature Distance Learning programme. I teach on a number of different modules across the programme. Primarily this year I'll be teaching on form and genre module, which runs in the spring term, and I'll be looking at different contemporary YA fiction and different forms and genres that operate within contemporary YA fiction. It's a really fun module because we get to look at graphic novels, we get to look at comics, we get to look at film and TV as well. So I love teaching that module. My research interests across children's literature kind of aggregate into 3 areas. In a past life, used to work as a literary agent representing middle grade and young adult authors. So I actively went out into the world to try and find the best new writers, the best new writing, and kind of represented them to publishers and was kind of their public face to the wider world. I absolutely loved working in publishing, and if any students are interested in publishing their own novels or just generally as a profession, then I'm so happy to chat about that. The second area, I also, as well as loving reading children's literature and thinking about children's authors and representing children's authors, I'm also myself a children's writer. So I'm currently working on a middle grade adventure novel and in a nice full circle moment working with some of the literary agents, or one of the literary agents that I worked with very early on in my career. And my kind of third area of research, I'm really interested in children's literature and the post-human, so representations of the post-human in children's literature. So basically anything weird and wonderful, like curious creatures and weird robots and AI, like bacteria combinations, anything strange I'm into. A little nugget about myself and my own research and the novel that I've been writing is actually my very doddery, very sweet cat, Barley. He is sweet, but also a little bit cranky, a little bit smelly, a little bit flatulent. But he was the prime inspiration for my middle grade novel, this very stinky, slightly tatty cat. So you can see you can draw inspiration from everywhere for your creative work and for your critical work. And I'm really excited to be working with him.
Hello, I'm Alex Bubb. My interests are mainly as a 19th century specialist. I work on travelling texts in the 19th century, texts that are translated from other languages into English, and also texts that migrate and are consumed by different readerships around the English-speaking world. I teach both those things on the MA in Children's Literature. I teach texts like the Ramayana, which were translated into English to be read in English schools in the early 19th and early 20th centuries. And I teach texts like The Magic Pudding, Australian children's classic, which circulated throughout the empire. And how could I forget? This is Frida, my beloved dog. So she accompanies me almost everywhere I go, whether it's work or leisure. One of my favourite hobbies is walking around my area of East London, looking for old buildings and historic sites, and Frida is always with me then.
Hi, I'm Shannon, and I teach in the English and Creative Writing subject area here at Roehampton. I've taught a lot on the Children's Literature MA in the past and will be doing so in the future, I'm sure. I specialise in 19th century literature and culture, mostly popular culture, and also all things visual. So I tend to teach historical children's literature and also anything to do with visual texts. My latest book, ta-da, there's a flyer, shameless promo, is the biography of a black busker from Regency London. It's called Billy Waters is Dancing, and I follow his life from childhood to the end of his life, to his old age. And I think a lot about the depiction of black childhoods in America and Britain around the turn of the 19th century. I'm a born and bred Londoner, and one of the things I really love is talking about London history and sharing my love of London with all of you guys who are from all around the globe and all parts of the country. So it's lovely to kind of welcome you to what I think of as my home. And I really value the community here at Roehampton. As staff, we're all friends, we're all in and out of each other's offices all day long. And we really work hard to make you guys feel like you're part of that world. You're just down the corridor, as it were. as we teach and engage with you and also learn from you. So we really hope that you're able to join us.
In terms of your experience as distance learners, we strive to create the best kind of community we can. We understand that you may all have different needs, different caring needs, family needs, professional needs. Some of you will be working while you're doing this programme. Others will have family responsibilities and of course your own social and personal lives. So we strive on this programme to make it as balanced and as equal for all of our learners as possible. And we really feel very passionately about building our research community around children's literature and around you as our own personal learners. So I'm very much looking forward to welcoming you to the programme, to working with you, and you're always welcome to contact me should you have any questions or queries about it.